What's up, people? It's your girl Adeola. You guys know I'm very gentle. I'm very, very gentle. But Mr. President keeps looking for my trouble. So see that bed, son that bed. You keep rubbing it in our faces as if we don't have common sense. The so-called corruption fighter praising a man that was accused of collecting $5 million bribe, the governor of Kano.
I compliment the governor for doing so much because he invited me. I went to Kano. The good projects started by Kwankwaso, Ganduje completed them.
You don't mean it. We have suffered. How is this possible? Oga Buhari, you think that every one of us is stupid? You didn't see anything since this man has been accused of collecting bribe. You did not say anything. It's as if you didn't see all the videos that came out. You did not distance yourself, but now you are endorsing the man. Haba. And who are these people that decided to give the man an award? Did you hear about it? That they gave him the 2018 Best Governor Award. They said that for his effective leadership and economic empowerment and development. Why do we like to deceive ourselves? So you didn't find anybody else in the whole of Nigeria? The devil is a liar. If anybody is watching me that knows somebody that knows Buhari, please tell the man to stop saying that he's fighting corruption. Then, because action speaks louder than voice. My dear, what is this? Did I not tell you that I don't want to talk about Okorocha? The man is not well. There's something going on. There is something going on. Sorry, Mr. Governor. As if you were not here. How are you there, Jare Mayoga? People have been talking, enemies of progress. They've been saying all kinds of things about you. First of all, they said that as soon as you are done being a governor, that you're already running for Senate. But while you are doing that, that your wife is also running to be a member of the House of Representatives. I was like, what? Not only that, they said that you are trying to impose your son-in-law on the people of Imo State to be their next governor. I'm sorry, Mr. Governor. Does the man smoke something? You think it's... You sure? Sorry, Mr. Governor, I'm just making sure that everything is okay, in case you're watching, because since you started erecting statues for people like Jacob Zuma of South Africa, that is when I've been worried about you. And then the other time that you spent more than $500 million naira to erect, you said, the tallest Christmas tree in Nigeria. That is when I've been worried about you. Mr. Governor, please tell them that it is a lie. You need to come out, Mr. Governor, and silence all the enemies of progress, eh? My people, my people. My people. Shut up, you don't do, not you. Call it a wolf, you can just play it one time, that's enough. People of Imo State, hopefully your mumu don't do. But this is not peculiar to Okorocha. A lot of Nigerian governors replace themselves or try to replace themselves with somebody that they can control, somebody that will cover up for all the money that they stole. And how can you say anything about Okorocha trying to form a dynasty for himself when President Muhammadu Buhari appointed his son-in-law as the head of Nigeria's Border Communities Development Agency? But we found out what they did. By the way, is it true that Nigerians are now importing stew? Hey, father, it's true. Hey, 28 million naira to import stew. Basic.
A truck loaded with different prepackaged food, including stew from China, were concealed and falsely declared by the importer of the consignment.
How can somebody come and import a pot of soup into the country?
What is going on? Since when do we not know how to make stew in Nigeria? I thought we own this thing. Ghanaians like to fight with us about jollof rice, But nobody can fight us about stew. Omiobe, now we get them. Pepper soup, now we get them. We should be exporting stew everywhere, all over the world.
This portends danger, not only to public health, but to the economy, employment of our teeming youth.
No offense to Chinese people, but they eat anything in China. All kinds of insects, cockroaches, scorpion, spider, dogs, everything. How do we know what is inside the stew that they are bringing into Nigeria? Is it healthy? Very soon now they will start importing jollof rice from China. Sit down there. Unfortunately, we may never hear the follow-up to this story. Who imported the stew and who is the supplier? Also, a lot of fake products from China are now being dumped into Nigeria. Do you guys know that? And our government is yet to wake up. Only God knows how many has already circulated. But kudos to the customs officers for intercepting this one. Let me know what you guys think about this story. You guys don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Tanzania. Mr. President, let me look here in case you're watching. What is going on? You know, you've been acting like a dictator. Yes. And you know, you started well. You guys can watch the video I made when this man became president 2.5 years ago, like how he was doing so many things, how he was doing really well. But over the years, the man started doing as he likes. So last year, I talked about how he was attacking press freedom, only for me to hear that he has banned pregnant girls from going to school. I was like, say what? Even after they have their babies, the man insists that they are not allowed to go back to school.
Amechagua maisha hayo ya mtoto, akalee vizuri mtoto. Hakuna mwenye mimba atakayerudi shuleni.
My first question is, Mr. President, in case you're watching, if you have a teenage daughter that gets pregnant while she's going to school, does that mean that she would no longer be educated? No secondary school certificate for her? No university education because she got pregnant when she was a teenager? That's it. That's the end of her education. Seriously? I'm not advocating for young girls to get pregnant. No. But every teenage student that got pregnant would tell you that it was enough punishment on its own. There's no way your life will not be different if you get pregnant in school. But stuff happens. People make mistakes. Sometimes people are raped. But to say that they should no longer be allowed back in school, that is not only stripping off their fundamental human right to education, but you are also limiting their chances of becoming somebody in the future. What kind of job do you think that they would get if they are not educated? It's like you don't even want them to amount to anything in life just because they got pregnant when they were teenagers.
Contrary to President Magufuli's claims, not every girl has chosen that path. That's because this East African country also has high rates of both child marriage and sexual violence, which means some girls are refused schooling for pregnancies they didn't want.
What about the boys? Girls don't get pregnant by themselves. The man said that he would put the boys in prison. I was like, In fact, let's just assume that he put them in prison for some time. They can get out and go back to school because it's not written on their forehead that they impregnated a girl. But most of the time, they don't even know the boy that impregnated the girl. Isn't that the case? Because it's not written on their forehead. But for the girl, it's very obvious that she's pregnant. If a girl doesn't reveal the name of the person that impregnated her, how would you know who to go after? And what if the girl is raped? How would you go after the rapist?
You are punishing them without even considering those who have gotten these pregnancies out of their consent.
Look at this story, for example. They said they arrested 5 pregnant girls and they are looking for the boys. I mean, the boy can go to another town and continue his education. It will not be written on his forehead that he impregnated somebody. But the man is not giving the girl child any chance at all.
Getting pregnant means the end of everything. In our schools, when you get pregnant, you're sent off. It feels like all your dreams are shut down.
A better punishment would have been to ensure that they don't miss a day of school despite being pregnant. It's enough embarrassment. And when the other girls in school see how the pregnant girl is struggling, don't you think that they would know that, okay, I don't ever want to be in this kind of situation?
Si babangu akaambiwa, alivyoambiwa akaambiwa mwache akafanye na mimba yake.
Eli Faraha was expelled immediately.
You cannot write people off by some stupid decisions that they made as a child. People change and become responsible. There are some older people today that if we should know what they did when they were younger, you'll be amazed. I know a lot of people, by the way, who got pregnant as a teenager, but they went back to school, they turned their lives around and became great women today. I mean, a few weeks ago, I told you guys about Terera Trent, the woman from Zimbabwe. Even though it wasn't her choice, but she had already delivered 4 children by the time she was 18. But she went back to school and look at what she became today. By the way, this is not peculiar to Tanzania. A lot of people drop out of school in Nigeria as well because they got pregnant while they were in school and the parents insist that's no more education for you. No. That is not right. Don't ever give up on your child because she made a poor decision as a child. And you know, a lot of parents don't educate their children about sex. If you don't educate them inside, someone else will educate them outside and you may not like what they would learn outside. Also, please don't scare your children when you talk to them about sex. That's exactly why so many of them are not free to talk to you. Don't treat sex as a taboo. It is not. It's a wonderful thing if done at the right time. Let them know that their life will be so much easier if they don't engage in sexual activities while they're teenagers, while they're in school. I mean, it will just make their life a whole lot easier. And you know, I've noticed that a lot of African parents, if their daughter should get pregnant in school, they think it's about them. They make it about them. It's all about their own image. You know, oh, this girl has disgraced me. This girl has embarrassed me. What are people going to say about me? And I'm like, it's not really about you. No, it's not. It's about her. and the life of the baby in her. Let her stay in school no matter what, because she can still have a great future. Yes, of course, people will talk about you as well, but don't make it about you. Please, don't ever marry off your daughter to a man just because he got her pregnant out of wedlock. If she's not in love with the guy, if she doesn't want to marry him, and you insist on marrying her off, she's just gonna be miserable for the rest of her life. Don't do that to your child. No, no, no. Being pregnant out of wedlock is not the end of the world. I'm not endorsing it. I'm just saying it doesn't mean that she won't find somebody that would love her with her child. That you should not sabotage your child's future because you want to protect your own image. So you marry her off before everybody knows that she's pregnant, and then she has a baby and it looks as if it was planned, and you know that your child is not happy in that marriage. Now back to our story in Tanzania. The Human Rights Watch report concluded that this discriminatory policy of banning girls in Tanzania has contributed to 1.5 million children being out of school in Tanzania.
At least 8,000 girls a year have dropped out due to pregnancy between 2003 and 2011, according to the Center for Reproductive Rights.
That's not fair. It's okay, you can punish them however you want, but let them go back to school. Also, because the president insists on banning pregnant girls from going to school, the World Bank withdrew a $300 million loan to Tanzania. Now, you guys know how I feel about African countries taking loans, okay? But despite losing that $300 million, the man is still insisting on banning girls that are pregnant. So I want to know what you guys think about this story. Is that smart or not? Let me know what you guys think. You guys don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Ethiopia. Shout out to Ethiopia for appointing their first female president. Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, please meet President Sahle-Work Zewde. Yes, so Ethiopia's parliament appointed the nation's first female president. Some people say it's a ceremonial title. I don't care. Because honestly, I don't think that it's business as usual with this new prime minister. The man is truly a reformer. Don't forget that just before appointing the first female president, he made the cabinet 50% women. Ooh, Father Lord Almighty. I've already moved to Ethiopia. You guys are just seeing me right now. I've already moved. We have a long way to go in Nigeria. By the way, please move closer, my people. Is it true that there was a military coup attempt to overthrow the prime minister? Why? We heard that soldiers invaded the office of the prime minister asking for pay raise. Ashe, they were not there to ask for pay raise, so apparently it was a coup attempt.
At the time, he described it as nothing more than a pay dispute. Now, Abiy has told the country that it was actually a coup attempt.
Chai, Father Lord Almighty, I don't understand. I don't get it.
The way the soldiers came to the palace was not only unconstitutional and dangerous, but the bigger intention was to abort the reform.
No wonder, we heard that they were not invited, and also they didn't notify the prime minister that they were coming. They just showed up at his office compound, hundreds of them, all of them armed. Thank God that the man used wisdom to handle the situation. The man used to be a soldier himself, so he was doing push-up with them.
Image that caught Addis and the rest of Africa by surprise. A former soldier himself, Abiy joined them in push-ups.
They were excited to spend time with him. They took selfies with him, but he knew the whole time that things could go bad.
Apart from the push-ups I did, I was unusually calm from the face, but I was burning inside.
But by relating with them, he found out the people behind the coup attempt.
It is my responsibility to act the way I did just to save lives, by acting as if I was okay.
Abiy says the soldiers have revealed the masterminds behind their action and that authorities are now pursuing them.
Ethiopians, you guys have some real enemies of progress. For real. The man has been doing so well, but they've tried to assassinate him. I've talked about that. Now they attempted a coup.
Ethiopia's Prime Minister has only been in the job since April, but he's taken the country through a number of reforms. He's downsized the number of ministerial positions in his cabinet to 20, but he's put more women in posts.
Abiy is a good leader of the people with good character. He is a God-given leader. He understands the people and even knows how to mediate.
Before Abiy, we did not have good leaders. Now we have him there. Many people before had lost hope, but now we see some young people getting jobs.
The man is just getting started. Don't let the enemies of progress take you back to what things used to be before the man became prime minister. You guys now don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Cameroon. As you guys know, Paul Biya was declared winner again for the 7th time. So the man will be 92 by the next election if they let him stay there until the next election. I'm sure he will try to contest again. Also, huge shout out to all the Cameroonians that had been tweeting and protesting in solidarity with Mimi Mefo. That is the female journalist who was arrested in Cameroon. She is the head of English news and presenter at Equinox TV. And I've used so many of the videos that they produced on this show. So I was really heartbroken when I heard, but I'm so happy to report that she has been released. Thank you guys for fighting for her. You won. And thank you so much, my sister, for risking your life to report news from Cameroon. Please know that you are greatly appreciated. And you know, I've been following the stories of the refugees and it's been heartbreaking.
Dazed and confused, Atimaku struggles to come to grips with her new reality. The refugee mother of 8 is also forced to take on the additional responsibility of looking after 2 other children orphaned by the fighting.
At least 40,000 of them are now in Nigeria.
Local officials say there could now be more than 40,000 Cameroonian refugees in Nigeria.
Most people here are yet to have breakfast. They're not even sure of supper. When they left their homes, they were only concerned about their safety.
Oiva Bridget has 5 children, and in a month she's expecting another one. But she's been forced to flee her home in southern Cameroon with her family. They had to walk for a day to cross the border into Nigeria.
That's a pregnant woman sleeping in a school and nothing for her unborn baby to wear.
Now as I run with my children like this, I'm suffering. No place for me to sleep, no clothes for me to wear. And now I'm pregnant, so there's no clothes when I will deliver the pikin and I have nothing.
Now, despite being pregnant, do you know that she walked from Cameroon to Nigeria? And she's not the only one.
Beatrice Annie, also displaced by the violence, trekked for 3 days before reaching safety in Nigeria. She was 8 months pregnant.
This woman walked for 3 days. Of course, many of them have fled into Nigeria, like the 10,000 that have settled in Benue State.
Over 10,000, that is a big number already for Benue State government to be feeding alone.
Many here say they don't have much to eat or anywhere suitable to live.
Many of them will go hungry tonight, hoping that tomorrow will be better.
Can you imagine? I saw a video last month of another Cameroonian refugee camp in Cross River State of Nigeria, and you know, I almost cried because these people are just there. They're just there, and it's only one foundation that is helping them, providing them with food.
80% of those living in camps like these are women and children. The Aya Foundation is one of the few Cameroonian NGOs offering aid to traumatized people.
As a matter of fact, in this video that I'm about to show you, they said that the people at this camp didn't get any food for 3 weeks.
Most of them have not received any rations for almost 3 weeks. They're being offered medical assistance as well as food. Local NGO, the Aya Foundation, the only organization providing aid in this area, has proven a lifesaver.
I mean, they have little kids, which is why I wasn't surprised when they started fighting over the food that this man brought to them.
Each family received a few bowls of rice and cereal. It's a difficult decision of what to save for the next round of distribution. Things degenerate quickly, and it's a desperate scramble for dozens of mothers, like this young woman, fighting for the survival of her small baby.
As you guys can see, there are lots of pregnant women and women with babies. But you know, as sad as those videos are, you need to know about those that are still in the bush. As we speak, there are thousands of Cameroonians that are still trying to flee the country. Children, men, pregnant women in the bush. You know, I spoke with my friend Farida Naborima from Togo, whom you all know. She went to Cameroon recently and she called me. She told me that she saw so many of the refugee women using leaves as pads because there is no pad for them. She said that there are so many pregnant women that are delivering their babies in the bush and dying during delivery. For real, we were both holding our tears that day, especially when she told me that she saw bodies of young boys that were killed by soldiers.
This is the village of Kukembomo in Cameroon. For months now, images like these have been pouring out of Cameroon. Many are too graphic to show. These films show a country sliding into civil war.
It's so sad that being in power for more than 40 years has not been enough for Paul Biya, but to see him doing this to his own people in order to hold on to power is quite devastating. I find it really hard to take it off my mind. I've just been thinking about it for so long. I can't ignore this. And you know, I debated talking to you guys about this because I'm constantly begging you to donate, to help out people people. Honestly, I cannot wait for the time that Kawa Foundation will get some kind of big grant so that I don't have to keep bothering you guys to give. I'm really sorry, but Christmas is coming and I know many of you are getting ready for Christmas, but think about these people. What kind of Christmas do you think they would have? They don't have a home, they don't have food. Please, let's try to give them something to celebrate this Christmas. Not just meeting their immediate needs in terms of food, clothes, pads, but we want to empower as many as possible. Even if it's just buying a few sewing machines or grinding machines, and you will also enjoy your Christmas more knowing that you put a smile on somebody's face. So please, I've been talking with some Cameroonians here in the US. I've been in contact with a woman by the name Dr. Lisa Ekole in Michigan. And she's telling me that there are so many Cameroonian organizations willing to come on board to donate. I'd like to thank everybody in advance that will donate towards this, especially those that are not from Cameroon. At the same time, I'd like to appeal to all my Cameroonian brothers and sisters. Please be a part of this. Forget about politics. This is about human lives being wasted. It doesn't matter whether you are from Northern Cameroon or Southern Cameroon or whether you are for Paul Biya or not. Please donate to help these refugees. You don't have to put your name in the donation if you don't want people to know that you donated, but please be a part of this. I put up that we're trying to raise $10,000 as a target, but I'm actually hoping that we would raise much more than that. You can donate from anywhere in the world. That's why we're using GoFundMe. As soon as December comes, we'll see what we've raised and then I can tell you what we'll be able to buy. And please know that not a dollar of this money comes to me. This is something that all my board members are aware of. Everything is transparent. There is no dollar I have raised on this show that comes to me. None. We just want to put a smile on people's faces this Christmas. We'll be working with people on ground who are already helping the refugees out of their own pocket. So the link is on GoFundMe. Just search for this. You guys not know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Alright y'all, it's been real and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and if you're yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Help your girl, help my market. Until next week, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out.